This week in our collective heads, wanna put an old rumor to bed. Stereotype that you've all heard, how we're all just angry video game nerds. Most of us have actual jobs, kids and families and cats and dogs, yeah. This week in our collective heads, this week in our collective heads.
Welcome to This Week in Our Collective Heads. I'm Patrick. We're here giving you the gaming news like we do every single week, whether it's rain or shine or other things of weather that tornado through the alleys. I don't know. I'm solo this week again, but that's just due to scheduling conflicts, and I apologize for you guys who miss Kevin and wish he could be on the show more often. It's not his fault. It's my fault. Love you, Kevin. Anyways, we're going to start off with backwards compatible stuff because that's what we start off with usually. Major Nelson likes to announce these on his Twitter page, and that's pretty much the only place you can get it. So starting out with Assassin's Creed Black Flag, which, if you've not played Assassin's Creed Black Flag, where have you been? Second best pirate game in the world, next to Monkey Island, in my opinion. And Cass, you can fight me on that, but I'd say it's probably the second best pirate game. It is the best pirate game in regards to story, in regards to immersion of a pirate tale being told to you, at least. Sea of Thieves may be a pirate game, but it lacks that. It lacks that element, really. I mean, Sea of Thieves is great, but it's only good if you are playing with your friends and enjoy playing with other people. If you want to solo, it's pretty boring. This game, you can solo, and it's fun, and it's got pirate ladies, and pirate ladies are always nice. We also got Divinity 2, and this is the, I apologize, this is the Dragon Knight Saga edition. That's backwards compatible as well. This is backwards compatible on Xbox One, it's Xbox 360 backwards compatible to Xbox One, which both of these are. This is a series that I kept meaning to check out. I was given a copy of Divinity 2, but not this version, I believe, and never got around to playing it. Mostly because I was busy playing other games, and I kind of missed out on this. So I'm glad that it's backwards compatible. It's another in a long line of backwards compatible games that I'm happy to have available to me if I want to grab it. And some of these, when they pop up on my radar like this, when you see, oh, hey, this is backwards compatible now, sometimes I go grab them and say, hey, I'm not going to play it now, but now I can have it in my library and play it on my Xbox One, which is fantastic. And I think that's a really important thing for Xbox and for gamers to be able to play these games on a console that you're already playing. It's already in rotation. I have, like, for example, I used to have my Xbox One, Xbox 360, PS3, PS4, and Wii U hooked up all to my TV. I was playing all of them in rotation, and now I'm down to my Xbox One, PS4, and Nintendo Switch. Sometimes I wish I could bring out the Wii U or PS3 easily. I bring them out, but it's you have to literally take the console, plug it in wherever, plug in the power, switch out the AV. It's not convenient. One day I will have all of my consoles hooked up. Hopefully, I don't know, maybe next year. We'll see. That's been a dream of mine for a while. Another dream of mine is that every game gets rid of microtransactions. One day this will happen. And Shadow of War is doing it. Shadow of War has taken out microtransactions from their game, which I'm happy about because there was really no need for microtransactions in this game. The game did fine on its own. You've heard us talk about microtransactions a lot. Honestly, I don't have a problem with small cosmetic microtransactions in games as a way for you to just have fun, or we always talk about voting with your wallets. That's another way you can give money to the developers. Another way you can pay it forward, as it were. If you're really happy about a game, especially if you get a game on a discount or if you get it for free, it's really nice. To me, it's really good karma. It's really nice. I don't believe in karma, but it's really nice to be able to give back and give to people who are giving you something. And I think that's really important in life. I think that while I don't believe in karma coming back on you, I believe in helping people. I believe in that if you're capable and you can, you see someone on the side of the road that is having, engine trouble or whatever, if you can, then why not help? I know there's safety concerns and all that, but I'm going to get off my soapbox on that. Anyways, microtransactions, not necessarily always a bad thing, but when they have loot boxes and other things on them, it is. Glad this is out. Wasn't needed in the game. Kevin's played the game, I think, almost all the way through. I've played about a quarter of the game, and I know other people who've beaten the game without touching the microtransactions. They're not needed. The game is great without it. It doesn't hold you back like some mobile games where they want you to pay to continue. It doesn't hold you back in any way like that. It doesn't. They say, these microtransactions could save you some time. Honestly, if the game is fun, why save time? Just play the game. And this game is fun enough to do that. So I'm all about that. We got some more news on SpiderMan, because SpiderMan it's probably my favorite Marvel hero. I know it's Kevin's favorite hero. This is coming out September 7th, which is completely fine. I don't mind waiting for it. A good game delayed is still a good game, and a bad game that's rushed will always be a bad game. So in this case, I'm fine with them. September 7th sounds great. I've got plenty of other things to do before that. I believe that they set this date because Red Dead Redemption's coming out shortly after, and they want to get out before that. There's other games that are doing that too. I believe Tomb Raider is coming out in September as well. Again, coming out before Red Dead Redemption, purposely to get ahead of that beast, because Red Dead is going to occupy so many gamers' times that they wanted to get ahead of it. But honestly, Spider-Man, the open worlds, web slinging and everything in these games is one of my favorite things to do back on the PlayStation 2 era. So I'm probably going to be spending a good amount of time playing this. I will beat the heck out of it because I love Spider-Man. I love good superhero games, and we haven't gotten a good one in a while. I don't count the Lego games. You guys can fight me on that, but those are different. Lego games are Lego games. They have quirky Lego silly stuff, and it's not a true-to-form comic book game. That's a different genre. I say the same thing about Christopher Nolan's Batman movies. That's not really Batman. That's Christopher Nolan's interpretation of Batman, and it's good. It's really good at what it is. Heath Ledger's a great version of Joker that he did, but that's not the Joker. Come on. You're fooling yourself if you think that's the Joker. That's not the Joker. It's Heath Ledger doing an amazing interpretation of the Joker. It's art. Art is cool. It's just not... That's not it. Just like Lego games are not real superhero games. Fight me on that. You'll lose. Up next, we got some more remasters. Actually, Spyro getting a remaster, which I loved Spyro on the PlayStation. My wife enjoyed it as well. I think that this is hitting on some nostalgia for quite a few people in this generation, in the generation just a little bit before me, because Spyro came out when I was, I guess a teenager. Somewhat nostalgia in that case, but there's a lot of people who grew up playing Spyro, and I think that this will hit a lot better. And it's all the first three Spyro games, I should say. I think this will hit better when it comes to replayability, when it comes to sales, than Crash Bandicoot. Spyro was always fun. It's silly, but not too silly. It's fun. It is approachable for many age groups. It's not too easy, but it's not too difficult. It's a nice sweet spot in there. Crash came at a time in juxtaposition. Crash Bandicoot came just outside of the transition into 3D, where platformers were serious business. The first Mario Brothers, is a difficult game. Mario World is still challenging as well. Crash is like a three-dimensional version of those platformers. It's a 3D platformer, and a lot of people who tried to pick up the remaster didn't like it, somewhat because of controls, but really it was because the game difficulty is so high, and the margin of error is very slim. Spyro is going to hit the nostalgia just like Crash Bandicoot did, except Spyro is actually fun. It's replayable. The only one that I would say is as close to this would be Banjo-Kazooie when it comes to nostalgia, fun, and I think if you launched a remaster of it, it would be great. Actually, they did the Rare Replay remaster, and I believe that's on there. So I guess I'm good until we get, I don't know, GoldenEye? It's never going to happen. There's all these games that are coming to Switch and remasters and coming to other games, other consoles. GoldenEye is probably one that I've been waiting for quite a while. At the same time, I think that there's something special about playing it on the old school Nintendo 64 controller. But GoldenEye is a great game. I would love to see a remaster of that. Not a remake. They try to remaster that game. The multiplayer in that game is fantastic. I say fantastic a lot. Thank you. But multiplayer in that game is great. To me, it's replayable. I like the missions. I think the design is very good. The graphics are just terribly dated at this point. So a remaster would be wonderful on that. Another thing is wonderful is that Firewatch is coming to Switch. If you didn't get to play Firewatch is a what do they call them? A walking simulator, as some people describe them as. You walk around, you are investigating because you are a Firewatch person. You are I can't remember the term for it. It's like basically volunteer, like not volunteer, but like park ranger-esque kind of thing. So you're out there trying to make sure that people aren't littering, but you're also, especially watching for fire hazards and fires. It's a great narrative in this game. When you start up the game, you're like, oh, what am I doing? You have someone via radio telling you kind of what to do and how to investigate things, and then the story unfolds and there's mystery that starts that becomes more apparent, and you kind of dive into that. And I really enjoyed the storytelling in this. It's not too long of a game, but this is coming to Switch, which I think is great. I think that it will lend itself well to Switch because it is a game that you can play for a little bit and then set down and then pick it back up, because it's not a game where, to me, I think a game that, yes, the Switch, as long as the battery stays in and everything, you are paused, but there's the mental, psychological thing of getting back into the moment. And I think this game will work for that. Breath of the Wild works for that very well. And the other thing that works very well with handhelds, of course, is the short run games like Binding of Isaac and others. But I would say Firewatch will work really well for it because as you're going through different pieces and kind of unfolding the mystery, you won't get too lost. You may have to reorient yourself with the compass and the map and everything. That's the other cool thing, is you actually have to use a compass and a map. It will tell you where you are on the map, but you kind of have to look at your compass and figure out which way to go, which I think is cool, because a lot of people don't know how to do that anymore. We also got an upcoming game, Vampire. They say Vampire in the trailer. I'm going to say Vampire, even though I think with the spelling it should be Vampire. We don't know a lot about this game yet, except that it looks amazing. I believe this was announced a while back that it was being worked on, but we didn't have a trailer. You can correct me if I'm wrong on that, because unfortunately my notes are gone. But I'm intrigued. I'm excited. I'm curious. And anytime you get interest peaked like that, I think is cool. I think it's important. Judging by the trailer and what I've seen of the game, which is very, very little, but it seems more mystery, again, like Firewatch, where you have a story you're being thrust into, becoming a vampire and unfolding what that is for you. And it looks like some of the visuals may be kind of sensory, like weird sensory distortion, kind of like Senua's Sacrifice. I may be wrong, maybe just the way the trailer's cut together. Either way, it looks cool. I'll probably pick it up. I'd like to see more gameplay about it, gameplay of it, but I'll probably pick it up. We also got an announcement for Jackbox 5. Jackbox games are one of our favorites if you've been a longtime listener, viewer of the show. Jackbox is great. It's a fun party game. This is Quiplash that we're showing up here. But they gave it to us as a very weird trailer, which I, for some reason, was having trouble getting as a source here. But the Jackbox games are amazing. They're fun. They're also fun for people, for anyone to play. I played this at 2 bachelor parties where you had people who weren't very big gamers, but everyone else was gamers. People gravitate towards this because it's so easy to just jump in and play. Since you're not using a controller, you're using your phone and you're just typing in things or selecting answers. It's very intuitive for anyone to pick up, anyone to do to play, and I think that's important. These type of games are needed so that way more people can be included. Inclusion is very important, because if games, as much as I love Dark Souls and other games like that, if games continued to push out more casual players, then there would be less people who would want to play games. You need to have a spectrum in regards to not only variety but difficulty of games, and not only even difficulty in regards to complexity of the game. Some people don't want to min-max a character in Skyrim. Some people just want to go off and have fun, and they'd rather play a game in an adventure without worrying about the stats. Think more Legend of Zelda versus Skyrim, but even more tamed down than that. There should be games that anyone can jump into and play at their level, in regards to their game. In regards to the complexity, there should be something that anyone and everyone can jump into and try. And I think that's important. Anyways, I'm done rambling. That's it for the news this week. Let me know in the comments what you think. If you think Vampira is going to be a good game, and if you think that I ramble way too much when I do solo shows, and how I can improve them. But I love you guys. I'll talk to you later.
Thanks for watching This Week in Our Collective Heads. Subscribe over here and click the bell, and that way you'll know about any new videos that we put up, because we put up a lot of gameplay, a lot of stories from games and stuff like that, and gameplay is down here.
Yeah, and you got more editorials and news stuff down here. Check it out.